Hello, mis cielitos, and welcome back. Coco and Rosh are here, and we are continuing Ace Attorney Investigations 2.
Hello, Charlene.
One moment, please. You have explained what Miss Bound did with the chocolates in the lift cart. But what about the tablecloth? Where did it go? Indeed, if stashing the chocolates in her pocket was the only solution she could think of. I doubt Miss Bound had the time to dispose of an entire tablecloth. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, do you have an answer for me? Miss Bound didn't hide or dispose the tablecloth, Your Honor. In fact, she has it right here in front of us. Perhaps you would care to enlighten us. Where exactly is the tablecloth Miss Bound used to hide the body?
On Miss Bound's person.
Miss Bound has the tablecloth on her person, and in plain view, in fact. In plain view? No! Surely you don't mean...
You're not looking at the apron. Her eye was positioned exactly in one place.
Miss Bound. It's the cloth around your waist, isn't it? And given that the zodiac blocks weren't kept in glass cases, that cloth would have been in direct contact with the ice. All we would need to do to confirm my theory is test the cloth for traces of the sugar used in Mr. Frost's work. The game is up, Miss Bound. It's time to come clean.
You won't need to test the tablecloth. Everything you said is true. I stole Delicia's Incesticide Ultra, and I moved Mr. Frost's body.
Ding.
Oh, so beautiful. It was me. It was all me. Delicia, I'm so sorry. Last week, I went into your bag and I took it.
Larry in the back like, wait, can you shed another tear?
It's so beautiful. Come on. And then I put it in his pocket, hoping to make it look like he had tried to do himself in. I also made sure to leave no fingerprints but yours, just in case the police suspected foul play.
Judy, you... Oh, gosh.
But Judes, why? Weren't we supposed to be on the same side, all fighting together to free Samson? We were, but I couldn't afford to get arrested. Not yet. Not until I'd finally proven that Samson is innocent. I always planned to give myself up in the end, I swear. I know it's easy to say that now, but... Why do it this way, though? It's not like you. I'm sorry, Mr. Fender. I've caused you so much trouble. I've been the guilty party all along, ever since that day 18 years ago.
Are you trying to tell us that the true culprit in the IS-7 incident was you.
I committed a terrible crime. I took those sculptures, and I stole them for purely selfish reasons. The moment Mr. Frost died, they became more than mere entries in a confectionery contest. They became the final works of Samson's favorite artist. I couldn't allow them to just melt away, not before he came home. And that meant I couldn't let anybody near them, not even the police. So I hid them. I knew it was wrong, but I just had to. I put them in the cold storage room for safekeeping. But what I had actually done was far worse than anything I could possibly have imagined. Because who would have thought that Mr. Frost's body itself was posing as one of those sculptures?
So she didn't know about the body when she stole the sculptures.
Samson is a kind man, a saint. He could never kill anybody. Never. And yet, because of what I did, the police never found Mr. Frost's body. And Samson was found guilty. After all he'd done for me, he was my family. The only family I'd ever had. He was the most important person in the entire world to me. And Jude's. After his conviction, I was forced out of our home. I was finally able to return only a few days ago, and when I did, I went to the cold storage room to check up on the sculptures. And that's when I saw it. Mr. Frost's body. It had been there the whole time. Of course, by that point, the statute of limitations had expired. So I did what I did today. Because it was the only way I could think of to make things right.
It seems I've misunderstood her intentions. Everything she's done really has all been for Mr. Tangaro's sake.
Hey, what are you thinking about, Mr. Edgeworth?
Something that's been puzzling me. Why did Miss Bound use poison gas? Why not a more reliable method? And why disguise the autumn wing as the winter wing? The only reason I can think of is to confuse someone who was here 18 years ago.
Yeah, I wonder what she had in mind.
If she was trying to prove that Mr. Tangaro is innocent, Miss Bound's ultimate goal must be to
Find the true killer.
Could she have been trying to discover the identity of the true culprit? Miss Bound, your ultimate aim was to see Mr. Tangaroa cleared of all charges, correct? And to that end, you had to expose the real killer and have the police find the body from 18 years ago. Is my understanding of your intentions correct? Exhibiting the sculptures was sure to force the killer to return to the crime scene. After all, they were the only person apart from you who knew the body was hidden in the icework.
So they would have freaked out thinking the body was about to be discovered and come running, yeah?
Exactly. But Miss Bound ran the risk that the killer might successfully cover the tracks this time. In the worst case scenario, they might even have been able to remove Mr. Frost's body from the scene. So how could she lure the true killer into revealing themselves without putting vital evidence at risk?
Oh, I see what you're getting at. You're saying that's why the Autumn Wing was all winter-wingy.
I am. You were betting on one thing, Miss Bound, weren't you? That whoever opened the Pisces case you had so carefully disguised as a Gemini case would be the real perpetrator of the IS-7 incident. No.
But that would mean the real killer was...
Enough. Not another word. Do you realize the implications of what you are saying, Mr. Edgeworth? Are you prepared to stand behind the accusation you are clearly about to make? Miss Bound set a trap for Mr. Frost's killer, meaning that whoever found themselves caught in that trap is highly likely to be the guilty party. But I lack the evidence to support such an assertion. To accuse someone without evidence is not to be done lightly, so... should I really go ahead and make my accusation and name Mr. Frost's killer nonetheless?
Yeah, of course you should. This is a Phoenix Wright game.
My ultimate goal is to see the truth exposed. And to do that, I need to seize the moment. Yes, Judge Gavel, I am prepared to stand behind my accusation. I know exactly who is to blame for the IS-7 incident.
Good news, Eddie, all along. No charming trans mask could do that. Innocent.
Mr. Gusto, the victim of the poison gas attack and is the perpetrator behind the IS-7 incident. Gusty!
Mr. Gusto.
Miss Bound. As we have established, you knew that the opening of the gallery would lure in the real culprit. And you set up the poison gas trap in order to catch them. Do you dispute the facts thus far?
You're a very impressive man, Mr. Edgeworth. Just like your father. And of course, you're absolutely right.
Then perhaps you could tell us exactly what happened in your own words.
Of course. I have nothing to hide anymore. So I might as well tell you everything. As you said, I set a trap here in the gallery to try and catch Mr. Frost's killer. I'm so sorry. Before we opened, I made sure that the door to the Autumn Wing was the only one that was unlocked. When opening time came, I went around to unlock the doors of the various rooms. And found that the Autumn Wing had been locked from the inside. The killer is on the other side of the door. The thought... well, it frightened me.
And then she simply walked away, leaving him to fall victim to her poisoned gas trap.
When I heard that Mr. Gusto was being treated for gas inhalation, that's when I knew he was the murderer. All that was left was for the police to find Mr. Frost's body, and then... Samson would finally be proven innocent. At least, that was my plan. Judes, why didn't you tell me? You know I'm always here for you, right? We could have found another way.
didn't have to be like this.
Thank you, Mr. Fender. You've been so very kind to me all these years. But I'm the one who created this mess, so it was up to me to try and clean it up. I didn't care what it took, as long as I could get Samson out of that awful place.
Judy, Judy, Judy.
18 years ago, the police managed to cover up the fact that Mr. Frost's body had gone missing. If I went to them now and said it had reappeared, I was afraid they might have tried to cover things up again. So I worked to set off a very public incident here in the gallery, in front of as many witnesses as possible.
I'm so sorry, Judy. You, Samson, Gregory, I'll let you all down.
Fender, this can't be easy for him.
No, I'm the one who should be apologizing. Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Fender, I hope one day you can forgive me. At whatever punishment I have to face, I'm ready to accept it. But please, if I may ask one thing of you, it's that you simply must clear Samson's name. Ting.
The way the truth of these past 18 years had come to light was unexpected, to say the least. And yet, it had only set us down a path towards an even more shocking end. They can never
The
land.
music's always so jaunty.
Right? Gosh, what other game was it that was... Final Fantasy 14, you have some horrific, like, tragic cutscene, then you turn in the quest and...
Is it okay to talk about the one from the most recent expansion that, like, absolutely slayed me?
Go ahead, what is it?
So it's after the cutscene where Galul Jaja dies, and then it's just
Oh god, every time I'm just like, do you have to?
Daddy's literally dead on the floor, and we're doing this music now. So funny.
April 2, 3:11 p.m. Zodiac Hall, Fountain Room. Miss Bound, are you feeling a little calmer now?
Yes.
Good. And allow me to get to the point. Regardless of your intentions, you broke the law.
Yes. I understand.
Nevertheless, I understand that you did what you did in order to prove Mr. Tangaroa's innocence. Therefore, if the real culprit really is someone else, then we have a duty to reinvestigate the case. There is nothing to suggest that anything nefarious took place in the official IS-7 incident records. And right now, there's nothing to suggest that we should take Miss Bound at her word either. So our first order of business should be to arrest the culprits of the case before us. Miss Bound herself.
Objection!
Official records cannot always be trusted, Judge Gavel. Especially since there are those prosecutors who would think nothing of twisting the facts.
Overruled.
Are you suggesting that the committee at the time overlooked just such a prosecutor? Nah.
What? Corruption in the justice system?
It's not like
No.
that prosecutor has actually been arrested for 2 murders that we objectively know of.
Right? Yeah.
Gavel.
Good thing you're beautiful, sweetheart.
I was just gonna say, at this point, you're no longer hot to me. That's for you and your people to figure out. However, it is a fact that the autopsy report was faked. Seeing as Mr. Frost's body was only found just now. There really is something of Mr. Von Karma in you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Yeah, I've seen the fan art.
Oh, God.
Made Coco laugh so hard her mic got.
How so, exactly? By continually defying the will of the committee and bending the truth to fit your needs, that's how. Perhaps it is time you understand how the committee sees this case. The committee is willing to accept that Mr. Von Karma falsified Mr. Frost's autopsy report. Even still, Mr. Von Karma only managed to have Mr. Tangaroa convicted as an accomplice. I personally have come to believe that the real culprit behind the IS-7 incident is Miss Bound. Her plan to poison and kill Mr. Gusto today was her attempt to frame him for Mr. Frost's murder. And this is how the committee sees things, is it? It is. As always, I act in the service of law and order. It sounds to me like all she's doing is acting in the service of the committee and covering up the truth. And if I can't change her mind, there will be no saving Mr. Tangaroa or Miss Bound. The committee is willing to accept that Mr. Von Karma falsified Mr. Frost's autopsy report.
Hold it!
If you accept that Mr. Von Karma falsified the report, then why won't you reinvestigate the case? Because the goddess of justice is never wrong. Her verdict remains true.
Objection!
Despite blatant evidence tampering, you sure your precious goddess is into that? Almost makes you think the committee might have other reasons for not wanting this looked into again.
Further investigation is simply unnecessary, since the goddess of justice has already spoken. Is that right? Even still, Mr. Von Karma only managed to have Mr. Tangaroa convicted as an accomplice.
No, go back.
Hold it!
I believe it was a confession that sealed Mr. Tangaroa's fate in the end. A confession secured by Mr. Von Karma, which should surely cast doubt on the final verdict itself.
Overruled!
Samson Tangaroa confessed to the initial investigating officer, one Detective Ian Sideman. The official record states that it was his interrogations that led to the conviction.
I hate this game. Oh, that's a really good pun. The incitement.
The worse, the better. Therefore, all I can say to you is the goddess of justice has already spoken.
Unbelievable. She just won't budge at all. Are these committee guys really that big of a deal?
In many ways, they are a prosecutor's worst nightmare.
Stop tickling my hand. So kinda like how the police are to a great thief, huh?
I'm still trying to fight the pity smile. Funny how you don't seem to have a problem working with the police when it suits you, though. I personally have come to believe that the real culprit behind the IS-7 incident is Miss Bound.
Hold it!
Are you suggesting that Mr. Tangaroa and Miss Bound killed Mr. Frost together?
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Why not? You could even imagine they split their roles as thus.
Let's commit murder with Papa.
Mr. Tangaroa could have been the one to commit the act itself, while Miss Bound was to remove the body.
What? The thought that we could ever kill Mr. Frost.
You stole his corpse and hid it for 18 years. Is it... Miss Bound has freely confessed to all her crimes. Now's not the time to speculate about what else she might have done in the past. Very well. Then let us pass judgment on what we know she did in the present. Her plan to poison and kill Mr. Gusto today was her attempt to frame him for Mr. Frost's murder.
Hold it!
Why would Miss Bound have chosen to frame Mr. Gusto for the murder? No doubt because he suspected her of being the real culprit. He may have entered what he thought was the Winter Wing simply to see if the Gemini statue was genuine. Little did he know that he would be greeted by a trap designed to silence him. A trap that nearly worked.
Objection!
Do you have any evidence to support that line of reasoning? Unfortunately, Mr. Gusteau remains in critical condition. It will be difficult to prove anything until he regains consciousness. In other words, there's little we can do for now. On the contrary, there's plenty we can do. You still have not grasped the situation, have you? Then allow me to spill it out for you. We have all the evidence we need to explain both the IS-7 incident and the poison gas attack.
Hold it!
All the evidence you need? In the matter of the IS-7 incident, we have a body, a murder weapon, and 2 suspects. As for the poison gas attack, we have the sources of the 2 chemicals and Miss Bound's confession. As for you, Mr. Edgeworth, we also have enough evidence to see that you yourself will have to answer to the committee in a formal hearing.
Whoa, that doesn't sound good. Don't worry, Miles of Reno. If nothing else, you're always more than welcome at Edgeworth and go.
Your Honor, I'd greatly appreciate it if we could stay focused on the matter at hand. Of course. Now where was I? We have therefore determined that there is no need to investigate either case any further.
Hold it!
You really mean to assert that there are no loose ends left to investigate? None at all? All of the evidence has been examined at length, and there is nothing more to be learned from them. Therefore, I see no need to further prolong this trial. This court finds the defendant. Your Honor, I'm certain there's something that still needs to be examined. The hammer's about to fall, Mr. Edgeworth. Only hard evidence can stop it now. Present what you think requires further deliberation now. Assuming there really is anything left, that is. This isn't over yet. Not by a long shot. There's still one thing we don't have an answer to, and it's up to me to point it out to Judge Gavel.
Need to present something, surely?
Yeah.
Present. Okay. Yeah, it'll be this one.
Objection!
Alrighty. But with that, we will end this episode right here. Thank you all so very much for coming on by. Hope you have a wonderful time zone wherever you are. And as always, please do take care of yourselves and each other. Toodaloo-hoo!
Cheery!